Hello, everybody at the HB Book Club. I am here to present the book review for March's book. I know I'm a couple days behind, and I should not be considering we're quarantined, but I have really picked up the game over on our HB Bible Study and Resource page, and I'm doing daily devotionals over there and online Bible studies weekly. So trying to get my routine going there, and of course, everything's changed here at home, our routines. But that does not mean I am not reading, because I am. I am reading April's book. So those that are not familiar with what April's book is, here it is here. I'll talk a little bit about it more in the end, but it's called The Memory House. And I feel like this is going to be such a good book for April. I'm very excited because it's just an inspirational story. And I think we need to get lost in a story right now and not so much on the news and everything that's going on. So I'm very, 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 very happy that this is the book that landed. And we had no idea when we picked these books out. So just a little bit of a story. I have it up here. It's about a story of two women whose lives have been destroyed by disaster, but find healing in a special house. And I'm thinking that it also says, meanwhile, a mysterious letter arrives informing her she's inherited a house along Florida's northern coast. And what she discovers there will change her life forever. Matters of the heart only become more complicated when she runs into handsome Bruno Endicott and driven sports agent who fondly recalls the connection they shared as teenagers. Ooh. So this just looks like a good book, really good book. New York Times bestselling author brings us this sweet romance in which the power of love and the miracle of faith, which I think we all need right now, of hope and healing in this beautiful Victorian, known affectionately as the Memory House. So that is our book for April. Let's jump on and show pictures of your book, show me what's going on your side of town. And for now, I'm going to give you my book review of The Traveler's Gift with Andy Andrews. First of all, this was my first time ever reading his book. Leave me a comment below if this is your first time ever reading Andy Andrews. I would like to know. It's my first time. And I enjoyed him. We have more books to read from him this year in 2020. And I have to tell you, I did put down in the listing below a few days ago that I gave it a 7.5. I want to take that back. It really picked up in the end. I loved his interactions with the people that he had in the end. I did a lot more highlighting and it picked up its pace. It grabbed my interest toward the end. So I'm going to give it almost like an 8.5, 9. I think it was well written, and there were 7 decisions or 7 people that came into his life. And I'm going to use the back questions. I don't know why, but I went through the back questions, and I think the back questions is just a great review of the book itself on what you thought. So I circled a few of them, and that's where I'm going to kind of pull some of our questions out. But as you notice that as he traveled through time after he hit a situation, a crisis in his life, which I loved because we're all going through this pandemic crisis, he hits a crisis and he travels through time. And he hits these historical figures, and each historical figure had some sort of a theme or some sort of leadership or some sort of promise to teach him and personally speak to him and offer him something for his family and his vision for the future. And I loved the way, I just love the way he disappeared and then showed up into the next character's life. And then I loved the way the characters talked to him and let's just say ministered to him, encouraged him, stirred him on. Iron sharpens iron. I mean, I think of it, biblically, they were sharing, decisions. Like, he has a choice for success and he has to accomplish all of these. At the end of each visit with his historical figure, he was given something to help him understand his crisis from another point of view. And I loved that. So with that in mind, a little bit about it, and his name was Dave, that he was the one that visited his historical characters. I will have to tell you the ones. I think what I want to do is share the ones. Is that my new book?
Yeah.
Oh, bring it here. Wow, how timing. Bring it here, sister. Can you open it?
No.
Okay. Oh, wait, did you wipe it down? Yes, wipe it down and wipe your hands down. Use that bleach cloth. Timing, ladies, timing. My April book just came in the mail. So you can order. Amazon's there. Please wash your packages off. You know why. So thank you. And she's going to bring me the book. Perfect timing. So anyway, I wanted to tell you who I enjoyed the most. What character figure did David visit on his journey, and that which ones did I enjoy the most? First of all, I enjoyed, I have it written down. First of all, it was the girl, Anne Frank. Loved her. Because she talks about today I will choose to be happy regardless of what her situation was. And I loved how she had pictures hanging above her room that were significant, even though she was in a stagnant period of her life. And they spoke life to her. So I loved that Anne did that. And she was able to teach him that. And here is the book, Memory House. That's a pretty book. And it's a big book. Uh-oh, ladies. April's book, big book. I'm excited. It's so pretty. Everybody see April's book? Let me know if you're reading in April. All right, back to it. So Anne is going to choose to be happy. I highlighted some things in here that she talked about, and I liked it. Right here. She says, I will greet each day with laughter. I will smile at every person I meet. I am the possessor of a grateful spirit. Today, I will choose to be happy. So everything she talked about was that you have a choice to smile. You have a choice to master your emotions. Discouragement, despair, and frustration and fear always will wither when confronted by my smile. So there are things that are going to happen in our life. Discouragement's going to be there, but you have to choose. So she talked a lot about her choices. I highlighted a lot. She talked about it's a privilege, but to live life to its fullest, well, that's a choice. And I used this in one of my Bible studies this week. She says, fear is a poor chisel with which we will carve out tomorrow. So lots of good things on her. And I loved what she taught him. And then the other person that I loved was Abraham Lincoln. I thought that whole thing was so cool, how Abraham Lincoln was in the tent, like you felt like you were there. But I liked Abraham Lincoln because he taught on having a forgiving spirit and the decision of forgiveness, and how the decision of forgiveness is a personal lighthouse to you. But I really liked how he zoomed in and he talked about the decision of forgiveness, but personal forgiveness, forgiving yourself. And I feel like David was like, oh, I never thought of it that way. And the idea of forgiving himself was huge. And I highlighted a lot in this area because he said here on page 140, for many years, my greatest enemy has been myself. Every mistake, every miscalculation, every stumble I made has been replayed again and again in my mind. Every broken promise, every day wasted, every goal not reached has compounded the disgust I feel for the lack of achievement in my life. And how that dismay developed and paralyzed him. And I loved how he said, I will greet this day with a forgiving spirit. So that is awesome because we have to forgive our past to grab the future. And I liked that. The other one that I thought was amazing was Gabriel, the angel. Okay, now this was really good. Reason can only be stretched so far, but faith has no limits. The only limit to your realization of tomorrow is the doubt you hold fast today. And I thought that when he took David through that celestial warehouse, and at first I was like, where are they? Because they were seeing bikes and remember the pedestal that stood in the middle? With the dreams that people never went after. They dropped them and never came back. But yet this warehouse was a hysterical figure of everything that was not the opportunity that never took place, that the people were fear or whatever got in the way, or faith was dropped off, and they just never went through and pursued the dream or vision God laid in their heart. And I don't know. I thought that was just a very powerful vision in it. And I liked what Gabriel taught. I will persist without exception. And I liked that. So the whole dreaming part really made the book come alive to me, because that's my language. That is my absolute language. And so, and then the whole ending of how David ended up living out his purpose and his dreams, and at first how he worried about his journey, and how significant the meaning of dreams were to him, I think was just awesome. I think it was just, I don't know. I loved everything about the ending. I loved all the little stories, all the little stops we had. I felt like they were so real. And it just goes on that one decision you make can change the world, the whole world. And I think that this book would be a great read right now if you have somebody you can share this with going through this, because people are reading right now. This would be a really, really, really good book. So anything else that jumped out, let me know. Tell me what you rated it. And what was your favorite part? Who was your favorite historical figure that David ran into? And then, okay, page 204. I want to end here. He raised himself to sitting position and wrote, "The buck stops here. I'm responsible for my past and my future. Number 2, I will seek wisdom. I will be a servant to others. Number 3, I am a person of action. I seize this moment and I choose now. Number 4, I have a decided heart. My destiny is assured. Number 5, today I choose to be happy. I'm the possessor of a grateful spirit. 6, I will be great this day with a forgiving spirit. I will forgive myself. And 7, I will persist without exception. I am a person of great faith." David reread what he had written and nodded his head. He was tired. He would work more on this later. Remember, more later. He placed the pen and paper on the table next to him, and he intended to reconstruct every decision and commitment, them to his heart, as Gabriel had told him to do. He took a deep breath, sighed, corrected himself, as he had dreamed Gabriel had told him to do. And so just so cool. So cool. Loved it. Very, very good. He definitely a symbol of a fighting man, but it took characters in his life to shape him. Be aware who God is bringing in your life to speak to you. It doesn't have to be a hysterical figure, but it could be somebody that God uses to sharpen you and bring you to your fullest potential. And the Traveler's Gift can touch us that way and remind us of how to overcome life's obstacles. So that is my review on the book. Let me know what you thought. Give me your rating, and I will see you for the review here. Now, just like I was sharing with everybody, I'm learning how to do Zoom. I'm thinking we're going to do Zoom for the end of April's review. So we'll all be together chatting. So stay tuned. I'm going to be telling you more about that. I'm learning about it now. But woo, guys, this is a big book. So I need some chitter chatter. I need some accountability, and I need us to be talking to each other on the HB Book Club in regards to this book so we can keep each other going. So blessings, stay safe, and enjoy your read. Bye-bye.